Hi guys, so World Book Day was recently and I saw someone do an Inside Out book tag a while ago and I really wanted to do it, so I thought I'd do it for World Book Day. Yes, it's a couple of days late, but who's counting? So basically the Inside Out book tag works out that each of the emotions you assign books to them. Like that was a bad explanation. What I mean is joy, and then you think of the books that make you joyful. So the first book I chose for sadness is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. And I mean, it's a killer book. If you haven't seen it, go read it. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen the film as well, watch that. It's worth a watch. But if you haven't read the book, read the book. It is amazing. I think what the Fault in Our Stars did so well is they gave three-dimensional characters, and I got really immersed in the storyline and everything. And when it got to that moment, and I'll try not to give spoilers away, but the Fault in Our Stars, I mean, when I got to that part, I like the letter. People know what I mean by the letter. I couldn't stop crying, and so much so I had to just kind of go, nope, 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 I'll be fine, just give me 2 days. The other book I chose for the sadness is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This isn't, I mean, it is a sad book. So many people die, and it was just, the bit that made me cry was the ending, and not just because it was just sad, the battle and all that kind of stuff. It was just, as I was getting towards the end, it was like, this is it. And so there was so much hype around, this is the end of your childhood, it's the last book in the Harry Potter series, everybody go nuts, and all that kind of stuff, and it hadn't really hit me until I got to the epilogue, and I was reading, and I was like, this isn't real. It didn't hit me. And then I got to All Was Well, and I closed the book, and I vividly remember sitting in my bedroom, just clutching the book like, what is this? It's always really hard when you get to the end of a series, because then it's like there is no more to that series. That's when fan fiction comes in though, because there'll always be more fan fiction. There are some great Harry Potter fan fiction out there. I'll just say that. There's some disturbing fan fiction out there, but there's some great fan fiction. The next emotion I'm going to do is disgust. This is, again, as I said at the start, this is very personal to me, and I'm sorry if you're a fan of either of these books. It's just I've tried to understand, but I won't I won't get it. 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight. I tried with Twilight, I really did. I sat in my library, and there were loads of, I went to an all-girls school, and they were all like, oh my god, Team Jacob or Team Edward, I don't know, and then it was like, oh, Catherine, you gotta read Twilight, it's the next Harry Potter, and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, okay. And I watched the film first, I have to say. I watched the film first, and it was like, I don't like this. It's not sparkly vampires, really? Really? And I was like, okay, maybe it's just the film, because sometimes films can be just pale pale comparisons of the book. Like, I've seen so many film versions of my favourite books and just gone, no, get away. But I read the first chapter of the first Twilight book and just went, nope, I can't deal with this. I know Bella really annoys me as a female character, because she's just so oh, help me, no, and then devoid of emotion. And I mean, I saw other I saw other films But if you like Twilight, nothing against you. Just you enjoy your fictional world and me enjoy mine. Yeah. 50 Shades of Grey. Why? Why is this a thing? Just it number one is just Twilight fan fiction that just changed the name and republished. I don't have any problem with fan fiction being published, but it's just like when I read books and or watch TV or watch like I am such a big feminist. I look at the female characters and just go, well, they're not three-dimensional, or they're not, you know, and kind of shrug them off. And they'll like my main fandoms, you can see like strong or various. In the case of Doctor Who, which is my favourite fandom, there's so many wide varieties of strong female characters in like nearly every girl has someone to relate to. With Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey, they're just complete. They really get me wound up because they're just like, oh, just steamrolled by men, and it's like, no, women, stand up for yourselves. Yes, we don't need no man. We don't need to be tied to beds, and unless it's consensual. I guess it is consensual in 50 Shades of Grey. I think it was a good call to start off with the sad and disgust ones. I'm going to move up. I'm going to go to angry now. So, get me angry. But I chose one book for this one. For the others I chose like multiple. For this one I just chose one. And it's Jane Eyre. As I mentioned previously, I look for strong female characters. And Jane Eyre just got me really annoyed. Not just because I had to study it at school, which can annoy people just by like some people have come to me and gone, Catherine, I really like Jane Eyre, and even people I studied it with really like it, but it really annoys me because it's like when Jane is a kid, she's so fiery and goes with her instincts and all that kind of stuff, and she reminds me a lot of me, and that's like I bonded to her, like I understand you, little Jane. When we see her as an adult, she's really submissive and like introverted. I don't know. I have nothing against introverts at all. I don't know why I said introvert, but she was very like in on herself, and I was like, I don't see how they fit together. I mean, sure, people can change a lot, but it was more, I got so annoyed at how she just changed, did like a full 180 on her character arc, and just went, no. Jane Eyre just gets me really angry. And like one of my closest family friends, it's one of her favourite books, and she doesn't understand why it just drives me up the wall. But it does. We're all different. And that's what makes the human race so amazing. Because we all, if you love Jane Eyre, good for you. It's not my cup of tea. Going for fear now, these, again, 2 books I read for school, but I actually kind of like them. I'm not a huge, like, horror fanatic. I don't watch, like, horror films and stuff like that. So when I got given these books, I got given them in separate years, but when I got given these books to read and got told they were thrillers and all that kind of stuff, I got really, like, nervous instantly, because I was like, I have an overactive imagination, and even like in fantasy books my mind just goes like, that can be amazing in the case of Harry Potter. I'm talking a lot about Harry Potter, but like vividly I'm like imagining what Hogwarts is like, all that kind of stuff. With these 2 books, the fact that I was imagining like two parts of both these books still kind of haunt me to today. Annunciation, Catherine. So these 2 books are Stone Cold and The Woman in Black. The Woman in Black is slightly more well known, so I'll talk more about that later. Stone Cold is a freaky book, and I had to kind of chuck it across my room after I finished. I was like, I'm not reading it again. I've read it, and like my teacher said, like, normally with these books you have to read them multiple times. I finished it once and went, nope, 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 no, not doing that again. But with Stone Cold, I'm doing most of this from my memory, because I had a lot of it in my memory and then I looked it up recently, but I haven't got it in front of me. I probably should have, but never mind. Stone Cold, basically, it's centered around this young boy whose father runs away with his assistant, and then the mother gets together with a guy called Vince. Vince is abusive, and so the young boy runs away from home. But he has nowhere to go, so he lives on the street. And that's, first off, it's a really depressing start, because it's just, he's in a desperate situation and then he ends up just completely abandoned by everyone and just lives on the street. And that's just like sadly it's something that happens, and so I was reading it going, oh. And then things take a creepy turn because he makes friends with this girl who has a good friend called Shelter. If you want to read it, go ahead. It freaked the living daylights out of me. And for those of you that have read it, there's a bit with a tin can. It will haunt my nightmares. No. I actually, I say that. I was trying to remember the name of the book, and all I could remember was Vince Shelter Tin Can. That's all I could remember. But I knew it was a book that terrified me, so I had to look it up, and then it was Stone Cold, and I was like, that's the name. Right, so the next, more well known, because it had a film with Daniel Radcliffe and all that kind of stuff, is The Woman in Black. Brilliant book. Brilliant, 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 but terrifying. First off, it's another thing with isolation. Gets on the house, but it's like, with Stone Cold, it's like human coldness, like human, all that kind of stuff, whereas Woman in Black is like supernatural. No. No. And again, people who've read it, you will understand. The Pony and the Trap. I still remember the name of that chapter. That's the mark of a great book. But basically, it's this house that's surrounded by the moors. It's like a moor or swamp. Don't get me. Don't attack me. But at different times of the day, the water recedes, and then he has a path out. But during the scariest times, the water's up. But the Penny in the Trap, he's supposed to be being picked up, and so he's the main character. That is, he's waiting outside, and then he hears a pony and trap, but he doesn't see anything, and it's like, I was reading it and I could physically hear, because he's surrounded by fog, so he can't see anything, and it's like late at night, and I was just like reading it, just going, no, and I, again, closed the book. But the thing is, The Woman in Black, brilliant story, it is, but I won't read it again. So let's finish by joy, joyful, everyone get happy, yay! So I chose to, technically it's like 8, you'll understand. The first one is Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan, I love the story, I love Neverland, I love The New Adventures of Peter and Wendy. That's on YouTube, go look them up because they're amazing. But Peter Pan was the story that I related to very much as a kid, wanting to just fly away and fight pirates and all that kind of stuff, and the fact that Wendy was just kind of like, Wendy Angela Moyer, darling, all that kind of stuff, and standing up for herself. I was like, yes, I like her very much. And also I had a crush on Peter Pan, the cartoon, along with Aladdin, but Aladdin's a different thing. But yeah, no, I adore the story of Peter Pan. It will live forever in my heart. And the other one, the reason why I said technically 8, I put Harry Potter. if we're going to be specific and only cut me down to one of the books, I will have to choose the first book. It is my favourite just purely because it's the introduction and it's just so much magic in there of Harry just kind of being all like, oh my gosh, like Hogwarts, oh my gosh, magic, oh my gosh. And it's just like a childhood innocence to that. When you get more into it, it just gets darker and darker, and I love it. But it's got a great like moral and story behind it of love, bravery, standing up for what you want, standing up for what you want, standing up for what you believe in, or what you want. I mean, stand up. Woo. I mean, it's got morals that are very important, I think. And it's just whenever I feel really down and I need to read a book, I will probably go for a Harry Potter book. So that's it, the Inside Out book tag. If you want to do it yourself, I'd love to see them. That was a bit of a weird pause there. If you disagree with any of them, that's fair enough. Please feel free to post in the comments if you have different ones for each of the things. If you remember any of the books, especially like Stone Cold Woman in Black, we can bond over that. Another thing, I'm doing the 2016 book challenge, and I have it on my iPod. I didn't get it up. I should have got it up. Be prepared, as Scar would say. Don't know where. There it is. There's a 2016 book challenge, and there's like 12 challenges to do in a year, and I'm really interested in doing it. And if you guys want to come along with me, that would be amazing. I will do videos once I've finished a book or whatever, but if you're interested, that is. But anyway, the books are a book published this year, a book you can finish in a day, a book you've been meaning to read, a book recommended by your local librarian or bookseller, a book you should have read in school, a book chosen for you by your spouse, partner, sibling, child or BFF, a book published before you were born, a book that was banned at some point, a book you previously abandoned, a book you own but have never read, a book that intimidates you, a book you've read at least once before. I just think that's a really good idea on like how to read more books like more out of your comfort zone. So if you do have a book that you're like, read this book, please, again, post that in the comments. Maybe as one of your Inside Out things. If it's a book that makes you really happy, please feel free to go like brackets, please read this book. If you're interested, that is. Oh, breakdown. But thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.